Dear friends, welcome to the Community Rail Awards 2021. Please welcome to the stage our host for this evening, Chief Executive of Community Rail Network, Jules Townsend, Managing Director of Great Western Railway, Mark Hopwood, and Managing Director of South Western Railway, Claire Mann.
Good evening. Hello. A very, very warm welcome to the Community Rail Awards. I'm so glad and relieved we got to do this. It's wonderful to have so many of you here in person and many more people joining us online. Welcome to all of you. Whether you're here in Southampton or watching from home, we really hope that you'll all enjoy and soak up the passion and the dedication, the inspiration and innovation that courses through your wonderful, growing grassroots community rail movement. Our team at Community Rail Network has worked exceptionally hard this year with the support of sponsors and partners to deliver this as a hybrid event, to make it as inclusive as possible given the ongoing challenges, and as always, to make sure that it's a fitting celebration of the effort that you all put in year round. The Community Rail Awards exist to showcase the work and the worth of community rail partnerships, station friends groups, and other community-led rail-related initiatives. We're here to shine a light on the efforts and the energy of volunteers and officers, groups and partnerships, and their work creating awareness of and ownership towards the railway, increasing access to rail travel and the opportunities that it affords, promoting sustainable tourism and modal shift, improving integration with other modes, building travel confidence among children, young people and groups with different needs, turning stations into welcoming, joyful hubs, running creative projects and helping communities to have a voice on their railways. What an incredible array of work Community Rail does. And that will be underscored this evening. And it's all the more incredible that 21 months after the pandemic first hit, we have a swathe of work to showcase tonight. Despite all the challenges and uncertainty, Community Rail has continued to deliver and demonstrated not only adaptability, but heartfelt commitment to our communities, our railways, and their resilience and their recovery. And again, tonight's presentations will reflect that. But I should acknowledge too that the pandemic has, of course, taken its toll, wreaking devastation for so many families, many businesses across our communities, and reducing rail use. And in Community Rail, as we've been striving to keep each other safe, we've had several hiatuses of volunteering and face-to-face activity and rail promotion. And that has meant a drop in entries this year, from station groups especially. But we still received a very respectable 130 entries in total, and lots of hot competition, as you'll see tonight. And I should say that our team has been working to ensure that station groups as well as community rail partnerships are feeling confident and supported as activities have been getting going again in earnest. And we hope the entries will bounce back again next year as station adoption and community rail as a whole continue to go from strength to strength. But these awards, they're not only about reflecting on the past year, they're also about us looking forward. And I've no doubt we have exciting prospects ahead of us as we work to build back from the pandemic and move towards rail transformation, transport decarbonisation, and a fairer, levelled up economy. Community Rail's got a vital part to play in all of this, because we're all about bringing communities together, supporting local economies, empowering people, widening access to opportunity, helping our railways to respond to local needs, and putting rail at the heart of a greener transport future. We're doing all those things already, often with a quiet, modest determination. But tonight, I really want to encourage you all to shout louder and prouder about that work. At COP26 last month, where we were proud to showcase community rail, I heard a leading climate scientist say, the most important thing that any of us can do to tackle the climate crisis is to use our voice. And I think that applies to any type of action to make our localities and our world better from the ground up. And another key message for me at COP was the importance of linking the local and the global. When we strive to make a difference to our local areas, we're also making our world a bit better. When we speak out on global issues locally and help others to have a voice, we're strengthening our communities and their sense of place and purpose in the world. And for community rail to play the biggest possible part in creating inclusive, happy, healthy, prosperous, sustainable communities connected and served by their railways, we need to involve and collaborate with everyone we can and show everyone we can what we're doing and why it's important. And I and the team at Community Rail Network look forward to working with you all on that over the exciting year ahead. So I really hope you enjoyed tonight, and I wish all of those shortlisted the best of luck. You are all winners though, and I know my co-hosts Mark and Claire are very much with me on that.
Thank you, Jules, and welcome to Southampton. Now, I hope you came by train this evening. Of course you did. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Claire Mann, the new Managing Director from South Western Railway. I took the baton from Mark, and I actually feel a bit of a cheat here tonight because these awards, in conjunction with GWR and SWR, were actually formed back in 2018. The pandemic has postponed them, and here I am now as MD of South Western Railway with Mark, who in the interim has run South Western Railway, with the awards tonight. So it's fantastic to be here. So having been in my role for about 8 months now, it's been really challenging but really exciting. But the one thing that's really hit me there was the Community Rail Conference that we held back in September. And just being amongst people who have passion for this railway and are our community. So as we go through the change in the industry, which will be challenging, I know more than ever that community rail plays a central part and will do forevermore. And I'm delighted to be here, and it's great to hand over to Mark.
Thanks, Claire. And I'd like to add my own welcome. I too hope you came by train, hopefully a green one, maybe. Actually, my public affairs team have asked me not to do any of my awful jokes. No jokes about the southern region, they said, Mark. So I'll try and comply with that. But do catch me after in the bar if you'd like to hear about that. Look, community rail is really important to me. You know, like most teenage boys, age 14, I joined the committee of the Marlow Maidenhead Passengers Association, and I worked with them, and then somehow it turned into a career. And I lived at the end of a branch line for many years, and I felt personally how important community rail was to me. And in my job today, everything we do with community rail is something that I take particular enjoyment from. But it has been really tough in the last couple of years through the pandemic, and we always say thank you to people for the support. But we've had particular support from people, and we've had people who'd like to have supported us, and we've not been able to let them onto station sometimes, which has been even tougher. So I just want to recognise the great work that's been done. Now, those of you who joined the awards virtually last year will have seen Matthew Galton, who was looking after Great Western while I was running South Western, and I, with a little bit of tomfoolery on a video, and then we went down to Marchwood Station just down the road, and Matthew said on my behalf, it would be great if we could get some trains running out of Oakhampton in time for the next awards. Well, I'm delighted to say that we did. So 1972 was the last time we had a proper timetable. And I think it's a great example of community rail in action that we've actually been able to get the Dartmoor line back to a regular passenger service for the first time since 1972, and it's and we're particularly proud that those services form part of our Devon and Cornwall Community Rail Partnership, and I know the line is going to thrive.
Thanks, Mark. And back to my area. So we also hope to have a similar news here as we have the project for the Forley line, hopefully in the future. So another really positive future project. So these projects highlight the importance of collaborating to achieve great things, and the railway must make a positive contribution to the communities we serve. And now more than ever, as I've just said, we need to work together to secure that investment and make it happen. So community rail partnerships provide a vital link between the railway and the people and places we serve. And I'm so excited to celebrate your success here tonight.
Thanks, Claire. And I know that everyone here thinks community rail partnerships are at the forefront, and I think they do play a key role in both our businesses, which is why we're so pleased to sponsor the award. I think they're also destined to play a key role in the future in Great British Railways, in GBR, and we're delighted to have Rufus Boyd from GBR with us here tonight. These are challenging times for the industry, but I think they're also quite exciting times. Reform of the industry is happening around us. The Department for Transport has committed to community rail and to community involvement in the future, and so have we. And we will make sure that we work with community rail partnerships to stay at that forefront through transition and on into the future. So, congratulations to everyone here. Whatever happens, you're all, of course, winners, and we hope you'll have a great evening celebrating your success.
Thanks, Jules, and thank you, Mark and Claire. I'm really looking forward to the awards reveal tonight, but first we have a short message from the Minister of State for Transport, Chris Heaton-Harris.
Hi there, and it's a pleasure to be here again as part of the 2021 Community Rail Awards, and I'd like to start by saying thank you to everyone for all of your contributions to our railways and the communities that they serve and that you serve. These awards are incredibly important because they showcase and give deserved recognition of the crucial and brilliant work carried out in the community, the work of community rail partnerships, community groups and station adopters. I know you all work tirelessly to influence positive change, sustainable development, to promote diversity and inclusion, amongst a whole host of other really important things. As you know, the rail industry has faced some challenges over the last 18 months like never before. And as we build back better a reformed railway and continue to rebuild the confidence of passengers following the unprecedented situation posed by the pandemic, I believe that your work is even more instrumental in communities and the rail sector, and even more important as you are part of the reconnection that people have with their railways. And it's an important time to revitalise our railways, reconnect communities and reinvigorate our country. I'm personally really passionate about the work that you do, and my officials in the department completely support the community rail and the work that you do as well. And as members of community rail partnerships, station adopters, community groups and community leaders, I know that you are the greatest champions of your local lines. So I continue to wish you all the success in the future. I would like to congratulate all of you that have won awards, as well as all the others watching this video, for your continuous hard work and dedication. The diversity of projects and the quality of these projects up and down the country makes a real difference to our rail network. It improves our railway, and it really does bring people closer together. So thank you for all you do, all your continuous work, your massive enthusiasm. I really wish you all the best and have a great awards ceremony.
Thank you, Minister. Encouraging words of support for community rail there. And now introducing our platinum sponsor. Here's a message from the Chief Executive Officer of Angel Trains, Malcolm Brown.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Malcolm Brown, I'm Chief Executive of Angel Trains, and this year we are a proud sponsor of the Community Rail Awards. For many years, Angel Trains has been involved in these awards and the Community Rail Network. And now, more than ever, following the pandemic, we need to support those volunteers who are out day in, day out, helping us support our stations and our services. This is a fantastic organisation doing amazing work and sometimes under very difficult circumstances. So Angel Trains is delighted to be a platinum sponsor of these awards this evening. We're glad to be involved in every facet of the Community Rail Network, and we wish you all the very best for this evening and for the coming year. Enjoy.
Thank you, Malcolm, for that wonderful message, and we're so grateful for the fabulous support Angel Trains always gives to the Community Rail Awards, as we are for the support of all our sponsors, of course. And now, without further ado, we've come to the part you've all been waiting for, so it's back to our hosts.
And just to add to the words of thanks, I want to say how delighted I am to have Mark and Claire co-hosting this evening. It's hugely appreciated, both of you, so thank you. And thanks for all the amazing support that SWR and GWR have shown in making tonight happen.
No, thank you. We're delighted to be here and we're looking forward to it.
So, before we start, I need to tell you a bit about what to expect. We'll introduce each category in the order shown in the programme. As they were so popular last year, we have surprise guest cameos introducing each shortlist. We'll then reveal the third place, the second place, and our winner. And as we go through, there will also be messages from Community Rail's partners and supporters and one or two surprises. One point to note, due to the complexities and time constraints of running a hybrid event this year, we can only invite the winners to come up on the stage to receive their trophies. And you'll need to come up the steps in the middle and pick up your trophy and then have your picture taken. So if you're shortlisted within a category, please be ready to come up as quickly as possible in case you're announced as the winner. Second and third placed entries, please stay seated. You will be able to collect your certificates and have a wonderful photo taken after supper in the Half Moon foyer area just beyond the drinks reception. Now, as this is a hybrid event, we also want to say a very special welcome to our online guests. We hope you enjoy the evening and that you also take the opportunity to network with other guests in the sessions area within Hop-In and perhaps enjoy your very own online after party. And of course, everyone here in Southampton and online is encouraged to share the celebratory messages on social media throughout the evening. Our hashtag is CRA21. And lastly, just to reassure you, we will have a short break midway through at about 7 o'clock, so you can stretch your legs and refresh your drinks. Now, on with the important part of the evening, the awards. Over to Mark and Claire to kick things off.
Thanks, Jules. So, here we go. The first award category is Involving Children and Young People, sponsored by Grand Central Rail. So this is a crucial category focusing on younger generations who've been leading the way in the past year in helping us put sustainability at the forefront of our thinking. As usual, we saw wide-ranging initiatives that geared at empowering children and young people to make a difference and access the opportunities that they deserve. The judges commended all the entries and said how difficult it had been making the final choice. So let's get our first guest cameo to introduce the shortlist.
Hello and welcome to the Vero Edinburgh, home of 6VT Youth Cafe and Youth CRP, which is Britain's first and only Youth CRP. We were delighted to be asked to help contribute to this year's awards, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody's projects and their working with young people and children. So without further ado, it's our pleasure to introduce the shortlist for Involving Children and Young People.
I'm sure you'll all agree that there are some amazing nominees. Now back to our host for the results.
And thank you to 6VT, which is the UK's only youth-led community rail partnership in Edinburgh. Great to have you involved, and it was a pleasure to meet many of the young people there when I was in Scotland a few weeks ago. Now, the judges found it difficult to make their final choice in this category, so we've got 2 entries tied for 3rd place, and they are Penistone Line Partnership and Rosie Pearsall for Penistone, Little Town, Lotta Hart, and Mythenroyd Station Partnership for Sing Along the Line. And 2nd place goes to Cherie Wetron and Berrywood Primary School for Hub of Hope. Congratulations to you. Our winning entry in this category saw a group of community rail partnerships join forces to tackle a vital safety issue. Working together remotely, they designed an innovative competition to involve young people in promoting positive behaviour amongst their peers. Entries from 11 to 18-year-olds included film clips, songs and stories, all designed to prevent trespassing on the railway, which had risen by 1/4 in the first lockdown. The winning videos and songs have since been played to more than 1,500 young people in educational sessions, and the competition has now expanded to include younger children, and it's hoped that it will continue to develop and engage more young people creatively.
And the exciting bit, I'm delighted to announce the winner. The people who did Backtrack, Create It, Share It, Save Lives. It's the Community Rail Education Network.
Well done to all our entrants, and congratulations to Community Rail Education Network. Our 2nd award this evening is for Involving Diverse Groups, sponsored by LNER. This category acknowledges the great work going on to involve more people in an inclusive, welcoming way, helping to build cohesive communities and tackle isolation. It's a vital developing area of community rail, and the judges said it was really encouraging seeing this category expanding. So who do we have joining us to introduce this shortlist?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cole Bessie from the Department for Transport. I'm delighted to have been asked to introduce the shortlisting of a award category which is so close to my heart. I know that there is fantastic work happening in this area. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce the shortlist for the Involving Diverse Groups. What a fabulous shortlist that is. Good luck to all the nominees, and now I'll hand back to our host to announce the winner.
Well, thanks very much, Carl. It's fantastic to see you supporting Community Rail. Many of us I know have worked with Carl, and he's working just as hard as ever. So, now in 3rd place, we have the Poacher Line Community Rail Partnership and my little allotment for Poacher's Patch. In second place, Shahaista Raja Community Rail Lancashire for Bonded Together with a Prayer Bead.
Our winning project saw a community rail partnership develop a social media campaign and online survey to engage people on a troubling social issue. They worked with a wide range of local partners, including the local council for voluntary service and charities working with asylum seekers, refugees and victims of domestic violence. The evidence they gathered informed a series of online workshops where participants reflected on how we can tackle hate crime. The subsequent campaign helped to raise public awareness of hate crime, the impact it can have, how it can be reported, and how those affected can access support. The project engaged 60,000 people on social media and led to a station poetry and art exhibition. Judges were particularly pleased to hear that the partnership is planning further work on this issue in 2022.
And I'm delighted to announce that our deserving winner is South East Lancashire Community Rail Partnership for Hate Crime Awareness Project. Hi, well done. Let's grab your award. Congratulations.
Congratulations to South East Lancashire CRP. And now we have a brief message from a surprise celebrity guest.
Hello, this is Chris Tarrant, having spent the last 7 or 8 years travelling the world, filming all sorts of extreme railways in places as far apart as Zimbabwe, what a gig that one was, Bolivia, Myanmar, getting arrested and locked up in jail for a while. We were filming railways in Kenya, nearly crashing a helicopter in Alaska. Things have been a bit quiet the last 18 months because obviously we can't go anywhere. But I have had a chance to re-explore some of the great British railways, and I've forgotten how many wonderful gems there are actually here on the railway systems in the UK. So thanks for everybody involved in tonight's awards, and all you winners tonight, be proud because you've done so well. Have a great night. The Community Awards should be a fantastic evening, and the very best for, hopefully, a bit more wider travel next year.
So well said, Chris Tarrant, and it's great to see him supporting Community Rail tonight. So, on with our next award, which is for the Community Creative Projects and Station Arts, sponsored by Transport for Greater Manchester. So this year, in response to the impacts of the pandemic, this single category replaces the traditional 2 Community Arts Schemes awards. This award recognises creative initiatives that have had a transformative, empowering effect on the people involved and their local station or wider community. We welcomed projects involving all forms of creative expression, so long as they created a sense of pride and community, and promoted connections between communities and railways. We were especially keen to see projects that promoted inclusion and positivity during the pandemic and drew on local creativity in innovative ways. So the judges said that this was one of the most difficult categories to judge, with so many brilliant examples. So who's introducing this shortlist?
Hello and a very warm welcome to a very wet York. It is a real privilege and honour to be part of tonight's Community Rail Network Awards. It's always a joy to celebrate all the great work that's happening right out across the community rail networks across the country. I think this is my 7th or 8th year being part of them, so again, a real pleasure to be involved and a privilege too. But well done to all of tonight's shortlisted entries. It is a real exciting moment to be able to share with you the shortlist in the category for community creative projects and station arts. So there we have it, the very colourful, the very exciting and the superb shortlist. But to find out the winner, it's back to your fabulous hosts. From here in York, here's the winner.
Thank you to Richard. We're really pleased to continue having you involved in the awards. Now, before we get to the winner, we'll start with the 3rd and 2nd places. And we've got a joint 3rd place for this award. They are Community Rail Lancashire for Along the Line and Camberwell Society for Denmark Hill Station Art Trail. Well done. In 2nd place is the Friends of Buxton Station for Extinction Threatened Bilberry Bumblebee Legacy Artwork. Well done.
So the aim of our winning entry was to highlight the proud history of a town that was once a key supplier to railway building countries across the whole world. Those behind the project wanted to create an exhibition not only celebrating local history, but also supporting the ongoing transformation of the station. The artwork has become a focal point for people to learn about the area's rich industrial past. 17 7-foot-high panels depict the triumphs and the tragedies of the town's former coal mines, ironworks, steelworks and docks, all once connected by rail, offering a chance to reminisce and feel positive about the future. Those behind the project hope it will support people who are living with dementia to be transported back to the past. Our judges praised the project as a fantastic example of living local history.
And I'm absolutely delighted to announce that the winner is the Community Rail Cumbria and Workington Focus Group for the Rails Which Circle the World outdoor art exhibition at Workington Railway Station.
What a fantastic project and a very deserving winner. Okay, moving on. Our next award is the Small Projects Award sponsored by Community Rail Lancashire. This award is for projects that cost £500 or less, making great use of limited resources, delivering great value for money, while benefiting communities and their railways. The judges said there was a huge variety in these projects, which made them difficult to judge, but they loved the way, with imagination and enthusiasm, so much was delivered with so little cost. So let's see who's announcing this shortlist.
Hello from Accrington. I'm Shaista. I'm an Education Development Officer with Community Rail Lancashire. I've been doing this job for a couple of years now, and I'm always amazed at some of the brilliant projects that are delivered by CRPs across the country. So I'm delighted today to have been asked to introduce the shortlist for this year's Small Projects Award. So let's take a look at the nominations. That's a great shortlist. Best of luck, everyone. Now I'll hand back to our host for the results.
Well, thank you, Shaista. Now we'll move on and look at the placings, and I'm pleased to announce third place goes to the East Suffolk Line's Community Rail Partnership, the Derby Road. There's more. There is more. The Derby Road Station Adopters, the Ipswich Friends of the Earth and Ipswich Wildlife Rangers for the Derby Road Pollinator Patch. And second place goes to the Poacher Line Community Rail Partnership and the Voluntary Centre Services for the Voluntary Centre Services Action Day at Sleaford Station.
Okay, so our winning entry saw a community rail partnership join forces with a train operator and a local business to restore a valued piece of railway heritage. They researched its history to ensure they stayed true to original designs while using new sustainable materials. As there is no power at this station, the bulk of the work was not only done for free, but by hand, with a single battery-powered tool. A 100-year-old sign, thought to be the only of its type still in existence on the rail network, was given a new lease of life. So judges praised the collaborative nature of the project, describing it as a well-executed restoration of a unique artefact.
And I'm delighted to announce that the winner is Bitton Line Community Rail Partnership, Greater Anglia Asset Team and Dura Composites Limited for West Runton Station Sign Restoration. Well done. What a great project there. Well done again. And now I'm pleased to introduce a message from the Welsh Government's Deputy Minister for Climate Change, Lee Waters, MS.
Well, first of all, a big well done to everyone who's been shortlisted for this award ceremony. It's no mean feat to get to this stage. I particularly want to congratulate the Conwy Valley and North Wales Community Rail Partnership, and a special mention to Karen Williams, who throughout the pandemic has done extraordinary work, reaching out to communities, organising a series of walks around stations and really making a difference to people's lives. And that, after all, is what we're all about. Train and railways and public transport isn't for its own sake, it's about people, and it's about communities, and it's about bringing them all together and helping them. And the work that we're all celebrating tonight is a fantastic example of that, and a big special well done to Karen for the work she's done. Best of luck to everyone.
Well, thank you to the Deputy Minister and to Transport for Wales for that message of support. So let's move on now, our next category, and that's for the Best Community Engagement Project, sponsored by Rockrail. Community Rail is, of course, all about engaging communities with their railways, and this year we've seen a range of projects that responded to the particular circumstances we faced with the pandemic. The judges were really impressed with the entries, especially those that contributed to local resilience and recovery through these challenging times. A diverse mix of projects impressed the judges, from longer-term schemes through to one-off initiatives that responded to specific circumstances. So let's take a look now at the shortlist with our next guest cameo.
Hello, it's a great honour to be able to introduce the next category of awards, which are for Best Community Engagement. And community engagement, of course, is at the very heart of everything that Community Rail does. Now let's have a look at the shortlist. What a fantastic shortlist. All deserve an award, I'm sure, but I'll hand you back to the hosts now to find out who has won.
And a big thank you to Luke. It's great to see you introducing this shortlist, given your ongoing work with Community Rail to create spaces for people and for nature. Third place in this category goes to Conwy Valley and North West Wales Coast Community Rail Partnership for Walking for Wellbeing. And in second place is Essex and South Suffolk Community Rail Partnership for the Bee's Knees, Alresford Bee-Friendly Community Station Garden. Well done. Our winning entry in this category is a project that was adapted to ensure it could be delivered with maximum impact despite the restrictions of the pandemic. While unable to take groups on train trips, this Community Rail Partnership asked women to write about a memorable journey they had experienced in the past. They wanted to remind people of the romance and importance of train travel, to promote rail as a viable career option for women, and to raise funds for Women's Aid. Thanks to an engaging social media campaign, stories were received from women from different countries, generations and backgrounds, and the book was launched on International Women's Day. 1,400 copies have been distributed, and information boards showcasing entries are going up at stations with a QR code so passengers can read the book online. Judges said this is a superb project which has produced an amazing anthology of moving stories.
So how fantastic. I'm delighted to announce that our winner is Community Rail Lancashire for 100 Women, 100 Journeys.
Well done again to Community Rail Lancashire. What a brilliant engagement project. Now, on with our next category. And the last one before we go to the break, it's for Best Communications, sponsored by Cross Country. Now, this category is all about communications, and given the exceptional circumstances of the last year, we were keen to see campaigns that improve the presence, visibility and reach of partnerships and groups, especially online, and which laid the groundwork for proactively promoting rail travel again once we were able to. And the standard of entries was exceptionally high, and the judges were really pleased to see novel ideas coming through for keeping communities engaged during lockdowns. Over to our next guest, Cameo, for the shortlist.
Hi, my name is Madeline Sugden. I am a freelancer specialising in digital comms. I work with charities and non-profits. I'm a big fan of Community Rail. Outside of my day job, I'm one half of Radio Lento, which is a weekly podcast of soundscapes. We record episodes and the sounds of places on our family walks at the weekend, and we only get to locations by train. We're lucky to live somewhere where we can get to all kinds of different directions by train and have lots of different options. So we're often looking at maps, we're looking at websites, we're looking at digital comms, we're looking at social media of community rail groups to get ideas about new and different places to get to that we haven't been to before. So we spend a lot of time on the network, a lot of time at different stations, and always appreciate when a station is well looked after, has interesting information, nice plants, has been looked after by a community rail group. So thank you, Community Rail volunteers, thank you Community Rail staff for everything you do to make stations welcoming and positive places to be. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce the nominations in this category of Best Communications. So many fantastic stories and campaigns there. Good luck to everybody nominated, and I'll pass you back over to our host who will announce the winners.
Thanks, Madeline, for introducing the shortlist. So, third place in this category goes to Essex and South Suffolk Community Rail Partnership for keeping communications on track. Now, I need to bear with me whilst I read out second place. Second place is South East Communities Rail Partnership, Meldreth, Shepworth and Foxton Community Rail Partnership, Darrant Valley Community Rail Partnership, Marston Vale Community Rail Partnership and Bedson Herts Community Rail Partnership for Countryside, Capital and Coast, an online Thameslink guide.
Thank you, Claire. So, as a completely impartial presenter at these awards, it gives me great pleasure to tell you that our winning entry involved promoting the results of a major infrastructure project long in the planning. Various partners were brought together to deliver joint communications and PR, bringing people along on that journey. They created a website, an eye-catching branding, engaged communities, and worked with local media and partners to generate excitement and to keep communities informed every step of the way around the reopening of a railway line that's been closed for almost 50 years. The beautifully designed, that's what it says here, beautifully designed website has seen more than 25,000 visitors viewing progress reports and details of the new service, which represents the first reopening under the Department for Transport's Restoring Your Railway initiative, bringing back 2 weeks ago a link lost in 1972. The judges praised this project for its engaging content and the collaboration involved.
I think you may have guessed already, but I'm delighted to announce that our winner is Devon and Cornwall Rail Partnership for the Dartmoor Line Communications Group, promoting a new era for the line to Oakhampton.
Well done and congratulations. So now we're about to go into a 15-minute interval. During the break, you can also enjoy a specially commissioned video. Everyone here knows the impact that community rail can have on communities and the role they play in rail recovery. So to celebrate the work they do, we're pleased to be able to show you the short film showcasing some of the great work being carried out by SWR and GWR's CRPs across our patch. So the video will be looped twice, giving those at home a chance to top up their drinks. And for our guests here in Southampton, the bar is open during the interval. So do help yourselves, and we'll see you in 15 minutes. Thank you.
Commuter rail started off very much in rural areas, and particularly because people were worried about their lines going. So it was councils and the railways usually getting together to put together a programme to employ somebody to get out there and talk to the community about promoting the railway and developing the railway and making the railway as useful as possible to the community it serves. The original strategy was launched in 2004. It's been refreshed and renewed since then. It's all about the railways helping people to live a better life and to do things more easily in their lives.
South West Wales Connected is a new community rail partnership covering the 4 regions of South West Wales, from Neath Talbot, Swansea, Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire. We've really tried hard to listen to the communities and get their feedback as to what they want to see from their railway and how to improve their local areas. So one of the local projects that we have created is the Love This Place Welcome Project. So this is a range of different marketing materials created by the community, advertising to people who come on the train, why to get off at these stations and what the hidden gems are in those areas. And these welcome banners will be in place over the next few months.
We cover 3 counties, Somerset, Dorset and Wiltshire, and we're predominantly a rural community rail partnership. So we have historic towns, castles, antiques, arts. The heart of our community rail partnership is our volunteers. Everyone is a volunteer, and they've been with us since we first formed in 2016. So we do 2 campaigns each year to celebrate our volunteer efforts. So we do South Stations in Bloom with a panel of judges that come round to look at all of the stations. It's a way of all of our volunteers, which we have probably 300 plus volunteers across the 6 stations, get to know each other, and we have an award ceremony. And at Christmas we do Community Rail at Christmas, and again it's an interstation competition. We feel that this is a really important part of what we're doing. Without the volunteers, we wouldn't be here. They are the heart and soul of what we do, and they give of their time generously each week, every day, every year.
We're really lucky in that although we're quite new, we've got really strong links with community organisations right across Gloucestershire. So we've been able to pull in their support and work collaboratively with them to produce some really lovely projects. We've actually done some art galleries, so that's here and at Stonehouse and at Gloucester stations, and it's celebrating work done by local community groups and local artists. We've done a project recently. There was really, really high awareness and a great deal of willingness to try and travel more sustainably. Young people, it was around 80% of them that said that they recognised the need to use public transport because it was more sustainable, and they were wanting to kind of gear their lives like that.
Well, Transwilts has really been, in my opinion, quite transformational in the last few years, particularly since we've had the funding to have a full-time community rail officer. We've been able to take the opportunity to take a lease from Wiltshire Council on the land that we're standing on at the moment, and started to change it to add facilities that we knew were required at Melksham.
We were asked to provide some facilities for the community, of which we've done. Being part of the community rail network enables us to create a sense of ownership for the whole community rail family, and being part of their accreditation process is part of that. We do really feel like a part of a family.
The garden had 9-foot-high brambles stretching out about 10 metres. The CRP have supported the Residents Association in getting us funding to do some of the work, pushing us in contact with organisations that are willing to help. It's done really well because it's getting people who are just walking past to actually stop here now. Our numbers are just going up week on week. The number of people we just get coming in, sitting down. We've had the local infant schools come down and have a look. They're learning about the railway.
The primary role of the CRP is to support the community. I was approached as a community rail officer to see if there was any possibility of helping out with funding to do some work in the garden, cut down all the brambles, create the spaces for planters, for a food farm. Having the garden here has also invited the students to come in. The students are regular users of the station. Footfall here, I would say, between 80 and 90% are students.
Food on the Move started in the first lockdown, and when the Community Rail Partnership realised that there were going to be vulnerable and families and isolated elderly who really needed our help to bring food. We had funding initially from South Western Railway, which then kick-started getting match funding, so I wrote bids then for additional funding from Awards for All, from the Isle of Wight Council, and we were able to then increase that funding to provide over 200,000 meals for the community. So in all, we've raised over £100,000. It's about our community and the vulnerable community, and so whilst there is a need, we'll provide the service.
Community rail started off very much in rural areas, and particularly because people were worried about their lines going. So it was councils and the railways usually getting together to put together a programme to employ somebody to get out there and talk to the community about promoting the railway and developing the railway and making the railway as useful as possible to the community it serves. The original strategy was launched in 2004. It's been refreshed and renewed since then. It's all about the railways helping people to live a better life and to do things more easily in their lives.
South West Wales Connected is a new community rail partnership covering the 4 regions of South West Wales, from Neath to Talbot, Swansea, Carmarthenshire and Pembrokeshire. We've really tried hard to listen to the communities and get their feedback as to what they want to see from their railway and how to improve their local areas. So one of the local projects that we have created is the Love This Place Welcome Project. So this is a range of different marketing materials created by the community, advertising to people who come on the train, why to get off at these stations and what the hidden gems are in those areas. And these welcome banners will be in place over the next few months.
We cover 3 counties, Somerset, Dorset and Wiltshire, and we're predominantly a rural community rail partnership. So we have historic towns, castles, antiques, arts. The heart of our community rail partnership is our volunteers. Everyone is a volunteer and they've been with us since we first formed in 2016. So we do 2 campaigns each year to celebrate our volunteer efforts. So we do South Stations in Bloom with a panel of judges that come round to look at all of the stations. It's a way of all of our volunteers, which we have probably 300 plus volunteers across the 6 stations, get to know each other, and we have an award ceremony. And at Christmas we do Community Rail at Christmas, and again it's an interstation competition. We feel that this is a really important part of what we're doing. Without the volunteers, we wouldn't be here. They are the heart and soul of what we do, and they give of their time generously each week, every day, every year.
We're really lucky in that although we're quite new, we've got really strong links with community organisations right across Gloucestershire. So we've been able to pull in their support and work collaboratively with them to produce some really lovely projects. We've actually done some art galleries, so that's here and at Stonehouse and at Gloucester stations, and it's celebrating work done by local community groups and local artists. We've done a project recently. There was really high awareness and a great deal of willingness to try and travel more sustainably. Young people, it's around 80% of them that said that they recognised the need to use public transport because it was more sustainable, and they were wanting to kind of gear their lives like that.
Well, Transwilts has really been, in my opinion, quite transformational in the last few years, particularly since we've had the funding to have a full-time community rail officer. We've been able to take the opportunity to take a lease from Wiltshire Council on the land that we're standing on at the moment, and started to change it to add facilities that we knew were required at Melksham.
We were asked to provide some facilities for the community, of which we've done. Being part of the community rail network enables us to create a sense of ownership for the whole community rail family, and being part of their accreditation process is part of that. We do really feel like a part of a family.
The garden had 9-foot high brambles stretching out about 10 metres. The CRP have supported the Residents Association in getting us funding to do some of the work, putting us in contact with organisations that are willing to help. It's done really well because it's getting people who are just walking past to actually stop here now. Our numbers are just going up week on week. The number of people we just get coming in, sitting down. We've had the local infant schools come down and have a look. They're learning about the railway.
The primary role of the CRP is to support the community. I was approached as a community rail officer to see if there was any possibility of helping out with funding to do some work in the garden, cut down all the brambles, create the spaces for planters, for a food farm. Having the garden here has also invited the students to come in. The students are regular users of the station. Footfall here, I would say, between 80 and 90% are students.
Food on the Move started in the first lockdown, and when the Community Rail Partnership realised that there were going to be vulnerable and families and isolated elderly who really needed our help to bring food. We had funding initially from South Western Railway, which then kick-started getting match funding, so I wrote bids then for additional funding from Awards for All, from the Isle of Wight Council, and we were able to then increase that funding to provide over 200,000 meals for the community. So in all, we've raised over £100,000. It's about our community and the vulnerable community, and so whilst there is a need, we'll provide the service.
Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. Now, the idea at this stage is that I say welcome back and you're all sat attentively at your tables ready to hear the next part of the awards. So let me just give you a couple of moments to be where you should be for those of you in Southampton. Those of you watching online can take some amusement at me asking everyone to get back into their seats. Whether you're online in the UK or overseas, I hope you're enjoying the production. I think we've got everyone ready now, so let me say again, welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the video that we played during the break. And in fact, I must just say a few words about the video, actually. My communications team said we're doing a video. I got quite excited about a video. I got my tripod together and my little microphone that plugs in, and I was all ready. I told my PA to clear my diary, and the communications team sat me down and they said, "Mark, look, we need to tell you something. You're not actually in this video at all." So there we go. But seriously, it was a great production, and I think it really brings across to me just what great work is done in community rail. I mean, that video was a very small snapshot of the work that's being done across South Western Railway and Great Western Railway by our CRPs. I suspect many of you who aren't part of GWR or the SWR network would actually say it's very similar to some of the work that's going on with the CRPs that you're involved with across the UK day in, day out. And I think it's a really important reminder of just what an important role the CRPs play in the railway family. And I think all of you and everyone who's listening online and everyone who's involved in our CRPs should be very proud of your achievements. So well done, everyone. So let's crack on. It's the second half now, of course, of our awards presentations, and we're going to begin with the next category, and that is influencing positive change and sustainability. It's sponsored by my old colleague Matthew Galton, and we're always delighted when Matthew puts his hand in his pocket and gets his wallet out. So sponsored by TransPennine Express, this category recognises community rail's really important role in innovating and driving change locally to help create a more sustainable and inclusive future. We were especially keen to see great partnership working where community rail partnerships and groups have encouraged more future-focused, climate-aware and inclusive thinking and approaches. And this is about supporting sustainable forms of development, adopting greater care for local and global environments, more resilient and cohesive communities, and of course leaving a legacy for future generations. And our judges were really impressed with the entries this year, saying sustainability is clearly taken to heart by community rail. There were lots of different approaches in this category, but all involved great liaison with the community and partners to address local needs and concerns. So our next cameo video comes from someone that I hope to be one day when my career takes off, a social media influencer.
Hello from Lincoln. I'm Kirsty Ward, and some of you may know me as My Little Allotment. I was absolutely thrilled to be asked to be part of this year's Community Rail Awards and to share some of the fantastic things that have been happening in community rail. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the shortlist for the category of influencing positive change and sustainability. I'm sure you'll all agree that there are some wonderful, wonderful nominees. So I wish everyone the best of luck. So it's now back to the hosts for the results.
And thank you to Kirsty. Brilliant to have you introducing the shortlist for this category. So, third place goes to South East Lancashire Community Rail Partnership for the Rivington Bus Project. Well done to you. The second place goes to South East Communities Rail Partnership and GTR Southern for the Passenger Benefit Fund versus Pandemic Lockdown and Unexpected Journey. Our winning entry came about in a bid to tackle the lack of transport between a local station and surrounding villages and attractions. It aimed to connect people without access to a car with the station, as well as reducing the number of cars making the journey. Fitting with the local council's goal of being carbon neutral by 2030, the project aimed to develop the station into an integrated green travel hub. The Community Rail Partnership and local authority worked together to bring in new demand-responsive electric minibuses powered by renewable energy to connect communities. The project team developed promotional materials and a booking app, advertising the service as sustainable and reliable, and they're now seeing regular passengers, and judges described it as a superb initiative encouraging modal shift.
So I'm delighted to announce that our winner is East Suffolk Line's Community Rail Partnership and Suffolk County Council for Catch-All Electric Demand Responsive Transport Link.
Congratulations to those very worthy winners. Now, a message from the Minister for Transport at the Scottish Government, Graham Day.
It's a great pleasure to have been invited to participate in tonight's awards ceremony, recognising the hard work of those who deliver and promote community rail activities. In the year that Glasgow hosted COP26, it has never been so important for our communities to be aware of our commitment to reach net zero and to understand the part they can play in making this happen. The activities and the initiatives that we've heard about and are recognising tonight certainly show the contribution the sector can make in promoting sustainable and healthy journeys at the same time as bringing communities together. It is wonderful to see Scotland's Youth Community Rail Partnership, 6VT, participating in tonight's ceremony. Young people have such an important role to play in influencing our choice of travel mode. They are the journey makers of tomorrow. If we can excite their minds into the opportunities that rail and travel can bring, aligned with their growing concern about the environment, then we can create sustainable travellers for life. On behalf of the Scottish Government, it just leaves me to congratulate all of the partnerships who were shortlisted, and a big well done to all the worthy winners.
Thank you to the Minister and to Transport Scotland for that message of support for community rail. Now, on with the awards, and an old favourite, the photo competition, sponsored by Porterbrook. Now this year we asked you to get creative. We wanted to see light-hearted, inventive images that captured working to overcome the challenges of the pandemic. And you didn't disappoint. The shortlist was chosen by a panel of judges and then put to an online vote open to everyone. So let's see who's bringing us this shortlist.
Hello from the 1 in 37 Lickey Incline in Worcestershire between Bark Green and Bromsgrove. I am Stephen Widowson and I have been photographing UK and overseas railways since 1985. I was thrilled to be asked to contribute to this year's Community Railway Awards by introducing the photograph competition category. And here is the shortlist for the photograph competition. What a fabulous shortlist. Good luck to all the nominees. And now I'll hand you back to the host to announce the winner.
For you to introduce this shortlist. So, the third placed photo is Phil Wallace for making a new family home at Morecambe Station. Watch out. Brilliant. Fabulous picture. So in second place, we have Catherine Simmons and South East Communities Rail Partnership for a winning entry for Glynde Station metalwork trains. Okay, so now on to the winner, and we hope that you'll find that this image really captures some of the emotion of the past year and the wonderful people who make community rail what it is.
So I'm delighted to tell you that the winner is the Friends of Radcliffe Station and the Poacher Line Community Rail Partnership for Roll Out the Barrels.
What a great photo. Congratulations. And now we have a message from the Regional Director for Wales and Western at Network Rail, Michelle Hanforth.
Thank you for inviting me to the Community Rail Awards. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. The last 12 months has been so challenging for everyone, and the dedication and work that the community rail sector has done for the industry and for our passengers has been truly extraordinary. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you on behalf of Network Rail for everything you've done. It's truly inspirational, and to pass on my warmest thanks and congratulations to our heroic winners. You really are dedicated, truly professional people and doing an extraordinary job for our industry. So well done and congratulations.
Wow, that's Michelle Hanforth, so thanks to her and to everyone at Network Rail for supporting and championing community rail. So now we're going to move on to our next award for Outstanding Volunteer Contribution, and it's sponsored by Merseyrail. This special category recognises the incredibly valuable contribution that volunteers make to community rail and the stations, the lines and the communities around them. The last year, of course, and we've said it several times, but it's absolutely true, has been especially challenging for volunteers. It's been difficult for them to undertake their usual roles, and while the shortlist is bijou, it brings us some exceptional volunteers to be recognised. The judges said these volunteers all made exceptional contributions to their groups, so let's see the shortlist.
Hi, my name is Mike Roberts and I'm one of the Railway Mission Chaplains who support staff across the country from the entire Railway family. And I'm really excited to be joining you virtually tonight at the Community Rail Awards, and just to celebrate some of the amazing things that are being done, bringing communities and the railway together. Tonight I'm here to introduce the shortlist for the Outstanding Voluntary Contribution Award, and there's some really amazing candidates. So here is the shortlist for the award. Some outstanding stories and contributions to our community rail network there that we can celebrate in all of them. But I'm going to hand back now as we reveal the winner of the Outstanding Voluntary Contribution Award.
So big thank you to Mike for introducing the shortlist and for his work supporting railway workers and volunteers year round. So on with the placings. In third place, we have David Wallace from the Friends of Workington Station. And congratulations, David. In second place, we have Michael Solomon Williams from the Friends of Ali Pali Station. Well done to Michael. Our winner is someone who strives with great energy to make a difference and achieve results for the community. His positive attitude is infectious, and he's always determined to go above and beyond, leading hugely varied endeavours, promoting and enhancing creativity, well-being, economic resilience, the local environment and biodiversity. During the pandemic, he's ensured his friends group kept active, positive and connected. They gave vital support to local businesses, devised a writing competition to promote good mental health, and showed leadership across other friends groups. The judges praised this volunteer's unwavering commitment, while his fellow friends describe him as their catalyst for making stuff happen.
Thanks, Jules. So our very deserving winner for 2021 is Dave Carlisle, Friends of Buxton Station.
What a deserving winner. And now we have a message from the Chief Executive of Rail Delivery Group, Jacqueline Starr.
Good evening, everyone. Jack Starr here, and it is again with pleasure that I offer a message of support on behalf of Rail Delivery Group for this year's annual Community Rail Awards. As ever, I'd like to thank the organisers for another brilliantly organised ceremony, and I'm glad that this year some of you will be able to meet during what is a long overdue in-person event. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Community Rail Network for the efforts throughout the last year, and as the industry looks to get back on track, the role played by community rail partnerships and station groups will continue to be crucial as we move forward. So with that being said, I'd like to wish good luck to all of those who have been nominated this year and to all those in attendance. Have a great evening, everyone.
And thank you to Jack, a lovely message of support from Rail Delivery Group. Our next category is one that's been revised for 2021, temporarily replacing our usual It's Your Station category due to the circumstances around the pandemic. So this year there are no bandings, simply the shortlist and placings first, second and third place. So I'm pleased to introduce for this year only the Station Friends and Adopters at the Heart of Communities Award, sponsored by Avanti West Coast. Now, each year the judges are always impressed by the collaboration, the local involvement and creativity that underpins the station adoption movement, all undertaken by volunteers. And while the usual activities were suspended during the lockdowns, we were aware that many groups found ways to stay active in their communities, to keep connected with volunteers and partners, and to contribute as much as they possibly could. So this year, we asked to see how groups adapted during the pandemic, looking after your station when you were able to, but also supporting local resilience efforts, promoting a sense of community and looking after each other. And the judges were bowled over by the work that had been going on. So let's see who's lined up for our final cameo appearance.
Hello from the beautiful Stocksmoor station on the Penistone line. I was thrilled to be asked to introduce an award at tonight's event. As we all know, station friends and adopters from around the country really do transform their local stations, from creating wonderful gardens to installing beautiful community artwork, which really do make stations a welcoming place for everybody. So without further ado, let's hear the shortlist in the category of station friends and adopters at the heart of communities. What an incredible list of nominations. Best of luck to everybody. So let's head back to the hosts for the results.
So it's wonderful to have Vicky introducing this shortlist, one of the few people to have visited every station in Britain. But before I announce the third place, there's a quick amendment. Now, some of you may have spotted that one of our shortlistees should have been Friends of Ali Pally for Bedford Rose Garden. So I'd just like to make that amendment now and apologise. So in third place, we have Farnborough Street Residents Association for Regis Garden at Farnborough North. And in second place, we have Lowestoft Central Project for Lowestoft Central Project Station Adoption Team.
So rather than pausing activity due to the pandemic, the winning group in this category shifted their gaze away from their station to support their wider community and the local environment. Working with a host of partners, they re-evaluated their role to widen their influence and positive impact, going beyond the traditional sphere of community rail. They acted as promoters, initiators, partners, campaigners, mentors, improvers and preservers. They cemented their place at the heart of their community. Through the sheer diversity of the partnerships and projects they led or played a role in, this Friends group cemented their place as a driving force in their community. They devised the rail retail trail to boost the local economy. They led on conservation and biodiversity projects. They established a station car share scheme, worked with local schools and mentored a new station adoption group at Dove Holes.
So I'm delighted to announce that our very deserving winners for 2021 are the Friends of Buxton Station, for part of the community at the heart of the community.
Okay, so we're now on to the penultimate award of the evening and one of our very special awards. It's the Community Rail Network Board's Special Recognition Award. So, to introduce this, please welcome to the stage Richard Birmingham, Chair of Community Rail Network, and fellow board member Daisy Chapman-Chamberlain.
This award is all about recognising an individual's exceptional service to or championing of community rail, especially over a longer time period. It reflects individual commitment to community rail and can be awarded to someone from within community rail or from a partner organisation.
So, who are we recognising tonight? Well, this individual has been a very good friend of community rail for many years. We all, and I mean that, we all know them in one way or another, though famous or infamous, you can tell us. Our winner has visited many community rail partnerships and Stations Friends groups over the years and helped to make many projects a reality with their unwavering support and their constant championing. There is no doubt in our minds that without our winner's enthusiasm, never-ending good humour, knowledge of finding a way through industry procedures, negotiation skills and barefaced cheek at times, community rail would not be in the very good position it is now.
I think you may have guessed who's going to be the winner of our award, but it gives us, and it's actually appeared this evening, gives us very great pleasure to present this very first Board Special Recognition Award to Cole Bassey.
Well done, Cole. Well, massive congratulations to Cole. What a fitting tribute there. I'm sure you'll all agree. And now on with our final award of the night. And another very special award for outstanding contribution to community rail. So this award enables Community Rail Network to recognise a team or a group that's delivered outstanding achievements, taking into account the range and breadth of their work over the past year, rather than focusing in on a particular initiative. So it's another special award, and a bit different. It's got no shortlist, no second or third place.
And this year, Community Community Rail Network has selected 2 winners for this award, ensuring we recognise the different types of community rail entity and their contributions during these challenging times. So our first winner is a community rail partnership that had an extremely busy year, delivering an exemplary range of work themselves, alongside supporting thousands of work hours from more than 70 station groups on their patch. They also expanded their reach by adding a new line to their roster, meaning they now cover 8 lines across 4 different counties. They continued to run education programmes with local schools with outstanding results, including adapting sessions to run online through the pandemic and sharing their expertise with other community rail partnerships. These programmes have involved more than 26,000 children since 2015. The partnership also runs initiatives to help participants overcome barriers to train travel by gaining confidence, meeting new people and learning about local history. And this year they worked proactively with rail partners and with local schools to support a safe and confident return to rail when travel restrictions were eased, and also introduced and implemented their first environmental and sustainability policy. Their vision is of local communities being fully connected with their railways, and the work they do is a shining example to all of us in community rail.
And our second winner is a station group leading an amazing range of community development, arts and environmental projects. They play a vital role at the heart of their community, and their enthusiasm has not been dulled by the pandemic. In fact, their leadership and the volume of work during this turbulent year was outstanding. They ran a creative writing competition, drawing on local stories and promoting well-being and togetherness. They shared ideas and coached new station adopters. They developed a trail to help local independent businesses recover from the pandemic, and they continued to engage local people to put the station at the heart of their town. They are innovative and creative, going above and beyond, but grounded in the community they serve. Their dedication has been recognised with a string of accolades in recent years, this Outstanding Contribution Award being the latest. So, Jules.
I'm thrilled to announce that our 2 very deserving winners of Outstanding Contribution to Community Rail are, and if you hang on to applaud until I've named them both, South East Communities Rail Partnership and the Friends of Buxton Station. So huge congratulations to South East Communities Rail Partnership and the Friends of Buxton Station. Well, that's it. Our 2021 awards presentations are over, and what a fantastic showcase it's been. A huge well done to all our very worthy winners and to everyone who's entered and worked so hard through a really challenging year. All of you make Community Rail the inspiring and successful movement it is, and you should all be so proud of everything you do. You can read much more about our winners and the second and third placed entries in our winners booklet, which will be available on our website shortly. It will be posted within the Hop-In forum, and it will also be circulated in our special awards bulletin, which goes out tomorrow morning. So look out for that. Shh, shh, shh. And a reminder to those of you who were awarded second or third place, please don't forget to collect your certificates and make use of our official photography area in the Half Moon foyer. Now, wait. This is the time when we are also going to think back for a moment to last year's awards, where we couldn't all be together, we couldn't all applaud each other, so we're going to do that now. So if we've got any of our 2020 winners and runners-up here with us tonight, please stand up where you are. Don't come up here. I'd like everyone to give all of our 2020 winners a massive round of applause. And that absolutely, of course, goes to those who are watching from home, who were recognised during the 2020 awards last year as well. So before we go, I'd just like to say another big thank you to Mark and Claire for doing such a fantastic job tonight. It's been a real pleasure hosting with you both. Thank you.
Thank you, Jules. Thank you. We've had some great winners tonight, but I think it's also appropriate to say thank you to you, actually, Jules, and to say thank you to your excellent team at the Community Rail Network. And I mean, they do a fantastic job, not just here tonight and preparing for tonight, but throughout the year. And it's great to be here in person to congratulate the team who've worked hard, also this year's excellent winners.
Thanks, Mark. I'd like to add my thanks to everyone at Community Rail Network, and can I also thank you all for coming here to Southampton tonight. We're delighted that you could be here and bring such inspiration and commitment. Now, what we've been through in the last couple of years and what's just happened this week can bring us down, but tonight, I think, has really lifted me up. I'm feeling great, so thank you so much. It's really inspired me. For those of you who are watching from home, we hope that you'll be able to visit us soon. And for those who are here, we hope you come back again soon. Thank you.
I also need to extend a huge thank you to all of our judges who spend a great deal of time considering the entries. Once again, meeting online this year to make their decisions. And I'd like to give a special mention too to Paul Abel, who many of you will know as former editor of Today's Railways UK. And he was one of our long-standing judges, and he sadly died earlier this year and will be greatly missed. Now, as well as our wonderful judges, a special thank you must, of course, go to all our sponsors. Without you, our awards just couldn't exist, so we're incredibly grateful. We're currently seeking a headline sponsor for the 2022 awards, as well as an array of additional sponsorship opportunities. So if you're interested, please do speak to my colleagues Hazel Lavery or Sarah Fatika within our team. Thank you too to my thanks to the wonderful team at Community Rail Network, especially the events team who put in so much work to organise this as a hybrid event. Finally, thank you to all our online guests for joining us tonight, and a reminder that Hop-In will stay open until about 9 o'clock, so you've got about another hour for networking or even holding your own online after party in the sessions area of Hop-In. Just one quick instruction for our guests here in the room, so everyone gets served as quickly as possible, and to avoid congestion in the buffet area, a member of the catering team or Community Rail Network team will invite you up to the serving points by table number. So please wait in an orderly fashion to be called before you head to the buffet. I'm sure you will. And that is just about it from us. I'll close by saying thank you again to all of you for joining us. We very much look forward to welcoming you next year, and congratulations again to all of our winners. Good night, everyone. Right. Well, very quickly, I thought.